Hey guys, welcome back to Hockey Hub. Today we'll talk about the topic of NHL players being addicted to drugs. Let's head into it. Number 5. Cocaine crisis within the NHL. The National Hockey League, responding to what it says is a possible increased use of cocaine among its players, has kickstarted talks with the NHL Players Association to add the drug and others like it to the list of banned substances for which the league regularly monitors. The number of cocaine positives are more than they were in previous years, and they're going up. NHL Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly told TSN in an interview, "I wouldn't say it's a crisis in any sense. What I'd say is drugs like cocaine are cyclical, and you've hit a cycle where it's an in drug again. I'd be shocked if we're talking about a couple dozen guys. I don't want to be naive here, but if we're talking more than 20 guys, I'd be shocked because we don't test in a comprehensive way. I can't say." During the off-season, the NHL drug tests 60 players. Under the current terms of the NHL's drug testing program, players are tested at least 2 times per season for performance-enhancing drugs such as steroids. Every team is subject to team-wide testing, once during a training camp and once during the regular season. Individual players can also be selected for random testing during the regular season and playoffs. If a player's name spits out 8 times, he's subject to 8 tests, Daly said. During the off-season, the NHL drug tests 60 players, the most the league is allowed to under its labor agreement. Number 4. The numbers. 1/3 of the 2,400 player urine samples collected each year are screened more closely for drugs of abuse, such as cocaine. Those more comprehensive tests have shown cocaine use by NHL players is on the rise. Drugs, Daly said, will be a focus this season as the NHL tries to educate its players on the dangers of celebrity life. One major point of emphasis is party drugs like coke, ecstasy, molly, those types of drugs, Daly said. When bad things happen, we try to address the bad things. Number 3. Statements by Executive Director Donald Fair. According to the NHLPA source, Union Executive Director Donald Fair last season raised the issue of cocaine use in closed-door meetings with the numerous NHL clubs, canvassing players to ask why the drug is becoming more popular and warning them about the health dangers and the consequences of being caught. Over the next 2 months, as Fair meets this year's crop of NHL players, he will again address the subject of cocaine, according to an NHLPA source. Fair said his discussions with the players are confidential and noted that the players would have to agree to alter their collective bargaining agreement with the NHL before the league could begin testing all urine samples for cocaine or other recreational drugs. We have a Substance Abuse and Behavioral Health or SABH program which is designed to provide treatment opportunities for individuals who may have issues, Fair said in an interview. The nature of that program and how it operates is always subject to review, including at the present time. I discuss all potential changes to the SABH with the membership before we consider any changes to the CBA. As matters in the NHL now stand, if dangerously high levels of cocaine are detected in players' urine, the doctors who administer the league's drug program can pierce the veil of anonymity and directly contact a player to ask if they need help, Daly said. Players convicted of a drug-related offense are automatically enrolled in the league's SABH program. The doctors decide how long you are in the program, Daly said. It could be forever. Doctors also decide how often players in the SABH program are drug tested. You can play while you are in the program if you are doing outpatient treatment, Daly said. Your club might not even know you are in the program, but if you violate the terms of your treatment contract, the league and the NHLPA are notified because discipline becomes warranted. Number 2. Players who are arrested for drug charges. The NHL and the NHLPA have been dogged recently by a number of player arrests for drug-related offenses. In April 2014, Tampa Bay Lightning player Ryan Malone was arrested and charged for cocaine possession and driving under the influence. Former Los Angeles Kings forward Jarrett Stroll was charged this summer in Las Vegas with possessing cocaine, although he pleaded guilty to a lesser non-drug-related charge of breaching the peace. Daly defended the NHL's handling of the Malone and Stroll arrests. Jarrett pleaded to breach of peace, Daly said. In fairness, we met with Jarrett. If we weren't satisfied with the answers he was giving us, we would have potentially disciplined him. We chose not to. Cocaine has been on the radar of NHL league and team executives for at least several years. 2 years ago, league officials asked Rich Clune, who this fall tried out with the Maple Leafs, and who is an admitted former drug user, to speak to first-year league players about the dangers of party drugs. "I'm certainly not unique," Clune wrote in a story published on the Players Tribune website. "There are players in the NHL right now who are suffering, and you would never know it from looking at their stat sheet, or how hard they compete in practice. Plenty of teammates and coaches had suspicions about me over the years, but nobody knew how bad it was. It was just the wild man. Every hockey team has one, or 10. Number 1. Player statements. Quinton Holmes, who worked as a security representative for the Columbus Blue Jackets after a 24-year career as an agent with the FBI, said most NHL teams have a good idea which players are most likely to dabble with or become regular users of cocaine. Teams know who partiers are. It gets around, said Holmes, who worked for the Blue Jackets formally from 2011 to 2013 and said he had a decade-long relationship with the franchise. It's a different breed of people who are coming in now. he said. Drugs are more prevalent. That's true. These guys were driving old Honda Accords, 20 years old, and now they're driving a Maserati. They play hard, and in the off-season, they party hard, and they can afford cocaine. Security staff at NHL head office meets each year with team-assigned security officials to brief them on which performance-enhancing and recreational drugs are becoming trendy, Holmes said. Every year, it's a different spiel, he said. NHL security staff go around and say, what's the most prevalent thing we're seeing this year right now? They try proactively to get the guys to stop. As tempted as young players might be by the fast, party-hard lifestyle, Holmes said veteran players are more likely to fall prey to cocaine and other recreational drugs. Yes, Alice from Penn State said the major professional sports league have been conflicted over boosting both monitoring for drugs and the penalties when players are caught. Some of these drugs increase the quality of the product if they are selling aggressive players, Alice said. And it's not good for your product to have it made public that your players are using illegal substances. It takes away from the mom, apple pie, Chevrolet image. You want to portray your game as it's all hard work, and you want your sister to marry one of these guys. You don't want to market your employees as dirtbags. What do you think about the NHL? Do you think it has a serious drug problem? Let us know in the comment section. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.